Card & Cloud is a cloud-based transport management system and warehouse management system. We started actually by having our own trucking company down in Sydney, and we needed something to automate a lot of the tasks that we were doing manually. And when we had a look around at what was available to buy, we couldn't actually find anything that was sort of at a price point that we could afford and was capable of automating a lot of the stuff that we needed. So we began by building our own system, and then we used it ourselves for about 3 years inside of that business. And over that time we got it to the point where it was assisting with so much stuff in our own organisation that we actually had other businesses come to us and ask us, you know, what is this application? Is it something that we can buy? And so then we became a software company. We sold the transport business, but we carried on just as a software company. And then for the last 3 years now, we've been just operating as a software business, and moved to the Gold Coast, you know, just under 3 years ago, and built up what you see now. It's exciting to be inside something which is always changing. I think one of the things I found was that when we were first building the software, although our business was improving, our company was largely remaining the same for a long period of time. So it was me and one other programmer virtually for that entire 3-year period before we had a sellable product, just working every day, just programming stuff and that kind of thing. And I mean, it was fun, but since then it's gone to, you know, we had like 3 staff and then 5 staff and then 10 staff and then 20 staff in actually a really short period of time. And so I think a lot of the excitement comes from knowing that the stuff that I'm doing and the challenges that I have today are completely different to the kinds of issues that I'll be experiencing tomorrow and the kinds of things that I'll be learning as a result. So for me, I guess a lot of the excitement just comes from going, oh, well, this is, you know, let's see how far this thing can go. You know, let's really try and turn it up a notch and hit some of these goals and actually create something really large. We've still got a really big focus domestically, and so both on Australia and also New Zealand. Those markets operate really similarly for us, and so they're both much easier sells currently than other markets. We're starting to do more work in Southeast Asia, and they have a really emerging logistics industry there. And so for us, getting into Southeast Asia with a small to medium-sized business application is actually really exciting. Long term, yeah, I mean, we obviously want to be providing the software to companies in the UK and the United States and this sort of thing. But at the moment, there's so much potential just here in Australia and New Zealand and Southeast Asia that we're really just focusing on those markets. So I think 12 months ago, I think there was probably 7 or 8 of us based here in this office. We outgrew our previous office when we had about 6 people, and then we had to move here sort of over Christmas, end of 2016. This time last year, I was actually involved in trying to raise capital for this company. So we'd been self-funded up until that point, but we were sort of hitting a period where it was like, well, we can continue doing what we're doing and we'll grow at this rate, or we can go out and raise capital and try and grow at a much, much faster rate. And so I took that approach and went out, and I probably committed about 6 months to raising capital, which we did successfully. And then on the back of that, and also strong sales, we've been able to grow to now a team of about 20 people. We've got about, I think just under 85 active clients on the software. It sounds like a low number, but these businesses normally have, you know, anywhere from 10 to 100 staff using the software all day, every day. So it's really interesting when you go into some of these businesses and you see that, you know, every single computer screen and every tablet and every mobile phone, everybody's running Card & Cloud all day long. It's like their one source of truth, you know, for finding out what's going on inside of their business. You suddenly realize, like, wow, this is actually, like, there's a lot of use here. I mean, when I was in Vietnam recently with DHL and looking at how they use the application, you're down in a warehouse where you've got, like, you know, 30 to 40 people on the floor picking orders all at once, all using the software, and you're going, okay, yeah, it's pretty sizable. And then because all of the business's clients use the application as well, that normally opens us up to several hundred users per account. So it means that we affect a lot of different people. Gold Coast has like an awesome airport. It's kind of like a small town in some ways, but yet it has like actually really good availability of flights to get in and out. And so I came up here and spent a weekend here just to have a look around, and I was stoked. I personally like living here, and so that's a huge benefit for the business, I think. You know, if I was stuck trying to run something somewhere that I wasn't enjoying, it would put like a negative, I think, on the whole experience. So that's one huge advantage.